Today I'm going to be explaining the timeline of the Beyblade universe. So first, let's clear a few things up. All of the Beyblade gens, from the original plastic generation to the metal generation to Burst and now to X, I think are all in the same universe. Actually, I know they're all in the same universe. I'm gonna prove it to you guys. But let me tell you my first little things of proof. One is that in Beyblade Burst, we see the Bladers looking at like a museum of ancient bays, and they have plastic gen bays like Tyson and Friends bays, because they're like legends. They're like historical creatures. I don't know, figures. So that's proof. And also they have like similar locations in all three of the original gens, not X. But I'm gonna get there to tell you why X is connected too. But that's really all the proof we have that the gens are connected. Anyway, now that I got that out of the way, how many years apart are the gens? Now, based on how drastically Beyblade has changed throughout each anime series, I would have guessed 50 to 100 years. But due to a recent article in the Beyblade X manga, the original theory has now been debunked. The Beyblade gens are not that far apart from each other. You guys may be thinking, I'll save it actually. Let's just say how I know this. The proof is in. So, let's talk about Quinn Monju, an old lady blader who is kind of a legend. She has only lost to 11 bladers, those being Tenka, Jackson, Chrome, and eight other bladers. And those 8 other bladers in the manga showed silhouettes. And guess who those silhouettes were of? They were, if you guessed, Tyson, Jinga, Vault, Dante, Iger, Bell, Hikaru, and Hyuga, you'd be right. Quinn has lost to all of those guys. And those are the only bladers she lost to in history. I just put that out. So, this changes everything I thought I knew about Beyblade. The timeline, anyway. So, Tyson, and Quinn are in the same. They're around in the same generation. I don't know. So that means, I'm gonna guess that Tyson is still around in X, but he's probably very old. And Jinga's probably like in his 60s or something. So, anyway. So we know that. How many years ahead is X from Burst? So according to the math. So we're going to say that Quinn started in her early teens becoming a Blade. Maybe late teens, just somewhere around there. 11 to 20. In that range. That's when she became a Blader. And that would have gone around in the time of Plastic Gen, where Tyson was around. I'm going to say that she battled Tyson when she was a bit older. Maybe during the early stages of Metal, and Tyson was an adult. I'm just trying to make things make more sense. That's just my kind of what I want to happen. It could have been younger, but I'm just going to go with that. Tyson was probably an adult by the time they battled, because Quinn was not present in the Plastic anime. So therefore, she probably battled him after the anime ended. Oh man, I'm just way too overthinking this. So then, when did she battle Jinga? I'm going to say that the Metal generation was approximately 30 years after the Plastic generation ended. It was 20 years in the future, actually. Plastic and Metal do have some things in common. The bays, they're upgraded. They're way more strong in Metal fights. As we know, the Metal bays are very overpowered, very good. And my theory, let's go straight to Burst. My theory of why bays got weaker is because in the Metal series, they had a lot of villains that were super powerful, destroying the world level powerful, which we just do not see that in Burst. So my theory is that Metal bays were too powerful and they got banned. Like the government just erased them from existence. Or they got like sealed away in their comet meteor things, however they came. Just a theory. Might not be true. And that could be why in the Burst anime they never like talk about the legendary Metal Bladers, because they're banned. We don't want to talk about them. So anyway, I think Burst could be, yeah, I'm gonna say Burst is 30 years. It is a lot more futuristic with the base. There's a lot more regulations and safety, which gives me the vibe that it's quite a while. And like I said, they never mentioned Jenga or anything, so that has to be a good bit of time that passed. So I'm gonna say 30 years. And then from Burst to X, I almost want to say 40 years. Let me go do some math real quick. So we got plastic to metal would be 20, 50, 90 years. And I said Quinn was like a young adult when she battled Tyson. So that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm not saying Quinn's 90 because I don't think she was like around. She was like very young in the plastic days. Like a baby. So yeah, that would make sense. So I think X is 40 years ahead of Burst. Because the rules have changed so much. The stadiums, they have AI mascots. It's just so futuristic. The Extreme Dash and all that. It's just so futuristic. I think X has to be a good bit more the future than Burst. So if we do that math, if anyone even cares, Tyson would probably be... Yeah, Tyson's probably dead, actually. He might be like in his 100, like 100 and something. Jenga is probably... what? 80? In his 80s? And then Volt is probably in his 50s. So that is how much in the future Beyblade X is. Tell me if you guys agree with that. Do you think this is all nonsense I'm spewing? But that manga thing is canon, so it has to be true. Unless they're all in the same universe, or like different universes, and Quinn's like a universe traveler. I'm gonna go with that mine makes more sense. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Keep the ball.